Please hold the line. We will answer your call as soon as possible.
So I need to ask a customer service question because service is all about customer service. I was reading your FAQ and it's super playful. You know, you're saying you don't accept Diners Club. You don't offer day passes because you're not a theme park. I'm curious how you guys, do you deal with a lot of customer service given that you're sort of like an educational institution at this point? And how do you approach it? And how does your kind of fun, offbeat culture play into it?
So customer service is something I've been kind of obsessed with since we started GA, because one of the things that I hope we at GA are doing differently than most educational institutions is thinking of our students also as customers, right? And so for me, it means a lot that we treat them like a customer. Now, what makes it complicated is that when somebody's a student, you know, in the context of them being a student, they're not always right. Mm-hmm. But in the context of being a customer, they are. And there is inevitable tensions that come from those two things, right? And that's been probably the thing that we've gotten better and better and better at figuring out how to navigate over the years. But we also, you know, we have a big thing was making sure that we have great people at what we call the front lines, greeting people on the way in. We have, you know, producers who monitor every single classroom and make sure that every student and every instructor is feeling supported in all the right ways. And I'm constantly looking for other ways to do that as well. You know, I've spent time with Danny Meyer, with, you know, other sort of big hospitality people trying to think about how else could we innovate around service in the education, which is frankly an area where not a lot of people have ever thought about service.
Well, there is an inherent conflict that you said, which is just because I'm paying you tuition doesn't mean I got the right answer or I should get credit when I don't deserve credit. And so right. that balance is it's interesting that you're seeing it that way and trying to treat them as customers.
Well, and there's also a mutual accountability, right? I mean, to be a successful student, you are expected to do the work and be prepared and do all these things. And if you don't do that, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve your goal.
Yep.
Right? And yet at the same time, we also have to say this person, you know, has invested a lot of their time and their energy and their money with us. And we have to treat them a certain way because of that, right? We are providing them a service, and we have to be sensitive to that.
Yep.
And because we're distributed, we have 700 people around the world. Training those people to manage that complex thing is really tricky. It's really tricky, but it's also one of the more fun things to invest in because it's interesting and it's meaningful. And at the end, the prize at the end of that journey is having this amazing alumni network, and that's the most important thing.
Yep.